An open letter to Iowa City concerning our tenuous love. You tell me we need focus. It would be good for all of us, you say. I tell everybody the same story about how we met, moving to Idaho, Dad and I in the Jeep. Let's stop in a diner, somewhere different. Then we're in that big front window under that big blue awning. Chirp, chirp. It's August and people are biking to Banditos and walking into John's with the sun baking the already baked on graffiti on the brick side of George's. And I'm like, man, why am I not moving here? And Dad's like, I know. 3 years later, and this time I'm sitting on the grass outside of Bluebird, waiting for a table for brunch, waiting for the courage to finally submit, in part to you, Iowa City, for 3 more years, in full, to this idea, this behemoth, this weird dream, the NWP, the nonfiction writing program. No, it's not quite the writer's workshop. Yes, people do tell me that I look like Lena Dunham. It's August again, and the wait is an hour, but Morgan and I wait because we're hungover and walking is awful. How many hangovers do you need from me, Iowa City? Don't you already have enough with your devotees of DCs and FAC? Isn't their parents' money enough? No, of course, it never is. Nothing's ever good enough for you, I see. So later, Morgan and I get Manhattan's at Devotee, and she gets a DUI on Market Street, going the wrong way. You said I wasn't committed enough to you, Iowa City, to us. So you told me I wouldn't have to worry about things like DUIs if only I'd let myself be closer to you. The rent wasn't really so bad, you said. Think of all the money you'll save on cab fare, you said. Central Air isn't all it's cracked up to be, you told me. Didn't I admit that you were right, Iowa City? I didn't know what I was doing. I lived in Coralville then. Moving downtown has brought us closer together, yes, but no, I didn't know what moving 2 blocks from the co-op would do to my bank account. Yes, I know you can make your own kombucha at home. I just feel like I would do it wrong, and I still really want the probiotics. And yes, of course, sacrificing my car so that we could be closer together feels good, but I didn't know how it would feel to be constantly inside of you, to be one of yours, Iowa City, always on your sidewalks, that most humbling and democratizing of public spheres, where a gal can be catcalled by a porch full of camo can bush light guzzling undergraduates on one side of town and forcibly drenched by shirtless, sticky-handed toddlers unconsciously misdirecting a powerful stream of fountain water on the other. I did not know that underground fitness would refuse to shovel or salt its public paths so flagrantly in winter that I would consistently slip, and still I fall for you, Iowa City, all puns offered up and intended. I did not know that I would come to make intimate eye contact with my favorite bums on a regular basis, and that I would come to feel as if they, too, knew that I was one of them. I did not know that I would learn the hard way how to do the one thing that truly means that I'm a part of you. The straight-ahead, sidewalk stare of non-acknowledgement, specifically in the face of an acquaintance. See someone I've met, worked with, dated, taught, interviewed, or done any kind of business with from far away, mutter, not today. Stare into the middle distance, perhaps connect with a bum, and refuse to look at that person I know no matter how much they stare into my blank, unfeeling face. Say hi when feeling pleasant, but try not to overdo it. I'd rather make eye contact with you, Iowa City, any day. Because here's the thing, and let me be clear, there are days when, even if the drunk people are taking up all the space in town with their wrestling match, even if the sorority girls are out in enough Hawkeye-themed spandex to throw me back into middle school-aged levels of body consciousness, even if I mutter under my breath at every over 40 man who's talking too loudly and smiling too proudly in my beloved book-shaped bookstore, you still crawl, all vomit-stained and smelly, into my cold, dead heart, Iowa City. Yes, I hate that some idiot threw a busted porch chair into Ralston Creek, but the Kelly Green does kind of nicely offset the dead brown streambank grass. Yes, your alleys are full of potholes and ridiculously pointed graffiti about things like how Lottie is a whore. But when you stand at one end of an alley on a cold, crisp day, the tangled web of power lines looks beautiful in the white sunlight and really makes for the perfect Instagram picture. Yes, I am tired from walking several blocks out of my way to avoid running into a pack of carousing frat heads. But there are no kids on the on the Ped Mall playground, and I love getting to walk on that spongy stuff. And still, you torture me, I see. You know how much I loved that wedge downtown. Loved. You know how much I loved its huevos rancheros. You know I can't resist that Pullman cheeseburger. Do you honestly think that I can afford the price or the calories on even a weekly basis on a grad school budget? I can't. But I want to. For you. For us. You know how badly I need Revival stock to be 50% off year-round, and yet you give it to me only once a year. Once a year. I'm not like you, you know. Can't just get off on one half-price denim chambray shirt every 12 months. Don't even think about asking me if I've been to Sicily yet. I feel like Julia Roberts on Rodeo Drive if I even stand outside of that place for too long. And that's the spot on the Ped Mall where they also sometimes hand out candy apple samples. You monster. They say when someone comes here, they think they'll stay for only a year or two. Maybe just long enough to get that PhD. But those naysayers end up staying, nay, loving you, sometimes for a lifetime. They meet someone, have babies, take the babies to the playground and the fountain, open a restaurant with Nate Kading, and get buried by the Black Angel. Grad school is only 2 more years, I say. I'm trying really hard to not date anyone for 2 more years. I say. So now you tell me we need focus. All I have to do is put in 2 more years of grad school and then you'll help me publish that book. It's that simple, you say. All I have to do is stick around. Think of the writers who have come from this town. You could always call Marilyn Robinson for me, you say. 2 more years, we'll publish that book, you'll help me get that teaching job. I've always wanted to go somewhere warmer. Maybe we could find me a job in Austin. Denver seems nice in the snow. I think about the first time I saw you, so beautiful in the summer sun. How you pale and sting in winter. How you don't mind when I leave work for happy hour at 4, but you won't let me wake up early to work out the next day. 2 more years. You'll help me get that assistant professor position in Pittsburgh or Portland or Champaign-Urbana, and it'll be on to the next one. Like I was never even here. But I love you, Iowa City. Just wondering, is your English PhD program fully funded too?